Hi, I'm Jeff Bell of FanDuel, and I'm here today at the Palazzo Casino in Las Vegas, where we're having the first annual FanDuel Fantasy Football Championship. And right now I'm joined by John Lowery, who's one of our 10 finalists. John, good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
So first question I'm going to ask you about is, tell me what it was like when you knew you had won a seat here in Vegas.
Well, I think for any fantasy player, it's a dream come true when you win a weekly contest like that sends you to Vegas for a bigger prize pool. Really exciting stuff.
What will it take for you to win the FanDuel Fantasy Football Championship this weekend?
Well, it'll take health to my players, I think. This has been a year of injuries, so hopefully they can stay healthy tomorrow and take some touchdowns. Hopefully there's some high-scoring games for my players, and the football finds them in the end zone.
Do you have a certain strategy that you're going to be using tomorrow to try and win?
Sure. With any salary cap contest, you got to find at least a couple guys at lower price that you think might have the potential to go off, that you could match with those higher priced players that you think are more of a sure thing. So you got to kind of balance it between the guys that are cheaper and you think can have some success in their matchup tomorrow, and hopefully the studs will be studs in their games, and those cheap players can go for you also.
What are some of the good matchups that you think you can take advantage of on
as far as games?
Yeah, as far as games. Yeah.
Well, I think a couple of the higher scoring games, the Kansas City-Denver game, I think it's going to be more of a shootout. They played a couple weeks ago in Denver. I believe it was in the 60s that they ended up with combined points. So obviously from a fantasy perspective, that means more touchdowns. So I'll try to get maybe a couple players from that game. There's also a couple lopsided affairs, such as Green Bay maybe and San Diego. They're going to score a lot of points tomorrow. So hopefully I pick a player or two from those teams that can score a couple touchdowns.
Right. You don't need to tell me
sure.
who they'll be. So, what's been your favorite part of participating in the FanDuel Fantasy Football Championship?
I think just the excitement for being one of those 10 finalists. I would have played I did play each week with multiple teams to try to have a shot at this, and the success or the excitement of just watching the leaderboard each Sunday and seeing how you're doing with 500-600 players in it. You obviously needed to have a really good roster to be in the top 10, and just watching your team move into the top 10 and have a shot at that first place is really exciting on Sundays.
Last thing is, will you be playing in this again next year?
Absolutely, and my brother's into it now. I've got some fantasy buddies across the United States, and they know about it, so I'm expecting more competition next year.
Sounds good. Well, thanks for doing the interview with us.
Thanks for having me again.